In this video, I'm going to speak to you about headlines and why they are important in any video or content that you create online. If you get headlines wrong, anything that you create will get lost in a sea of other content. If you get headlines right, your content will be seen by more people, they will consume the entirety of the content, and overall they will take more actions that you want. So your headline is really the thing that determines your success or failure. Let's first speak about the three important aspects of a good headline. And these are clarity, curiosity, and specificity. Let's start with the first one, clarity. When something is clear, or let's take the opposite. When something is not clear, you get lost, right? You're not sure what you're reading, you're not sure what it is that you're about to consume, and you might click the back button. And the same thing happens with your audience. When something is ambiguous, it's not written in simple language. When the headline doesn't immediately clarify what it is about to sell the person, people will click off. They will hit the back button, they will go on with their day and do other things. So that's the first thing. Headlines need to be clear. The second thing is curiosity. Headlines are there to tell untold stories. If people feel that they know exactly what you're going to speak about, there is no need for them to read the contents of your sales page, of your newsletter, of your social media post, or watch your video. If the headline does not elicit something in them, they will not engage. So headlines also need to be something that drive curiosity. And the third point is specificity. When things are precise, you will get people to want to know more. There's a big difference in saying, this is the thing that cured 99.8% of all cases within 3 days, versus saying, many people found this cure to be effective. There's a night and day difference between the first and the second headline. The next thing is that a headline needs to elicit different emotions, depending on the situation. So, some of the most common ones are fear. When people feel they are missing out, they will read what comes after the headline. So, if the headline can elicit feelings of FOMO or fear, people will read on. The second thing can be happiness. People want to be happy, they want hope, they want positive things in their lives. So if the headline can promise happiness, they will keep reading. And the next thing, the next emotion is surprise. If you hint that most people think one thing, but in reality, it's the opposite. So there is that element of surprise. People aren't sure what your sales page, social media post, article will actually give them. They will read on. And the headline can do just that. Let's now speak about how to craft the perfect headline. And the perfect headline has 5 different elements. If you follow these 5 elements, your headline will be top. The more elements you have in your headline from the following 5, the better it will be. You don't have to include all of them, but as I said, the more, the merrier. So the first thing is an item count. If you can say, these are the 5 ways to do something. These are the top 10 ways to gain more confidence. These are the 3 ways that experts use to get whatever result it might be. That is a great way to start a headline. So give a number when you can. The next thing is the thing. So what are you offering in your sales page, content, whatever it might be? Are you offering tips? Are you offering how to? In other words, what is the thing that people will get? The top 3 tips, 2. So those are the first 2 things. The third thing is the what. And the deeper you go here, at least 3 levels deep, the better the headline will be. So let's say you're speaking about money. If I say the 3 money saving tips, that's very generic, right? But if I say these are the 3 top tips to saving money as a broke teenager living at home, that is 3 levels deep. It's much more clear who it's for. The target audience will identify with that headline and they will read on. Whereas if I just said the 3 top saving tips to save money, this is super generic. Number 4 is the who, and this might sometimes be indicated by the what, but if it's not, you need to be specific. Again, the deeper you go, the better the headline will be. Are you speaking about project managers? And if you are, who are they specifically? Are they project managers specializing in one area versus another? If you're speaking about real estate agents, are they specializing in rentals or sales? So again, the more specific, the better. The thing is the why, which is pretty obvious. What will the people get from consuming your content? In other words, what will they be able to do by the end of reading the article or watching the video or reading the content. Being clear about the benefit or value that they will get will cause the people to read on. And the final one is twisting the knife, and this is adding urgency and scarcity to your headline. It's all great if you say this is how you will save money as a broke teenager. However, if you can say, and this will only apply if you take action right now. If you come back within the next week, this will not still be possible. If you have that and you're the target audience, so you're a teenager living at home that's broke, and you know that you need to take action right now, this is really the thing that will cause you to act in this moment. So, to quickly recap, we have number 1, the item count, how many? We have the thing, so are you offering tips, articles? We have the what, which is clear information about the topic you're speaking about, going not 1, not 2, but at least 3 levels deep. We have the who it's intended for. We have the clear benefits, or the why, and we have twisting the knife, which is the scarcity and the urgency of taking action right now. The more you can incorporate from these 6 elements, the better your headline will be. Now, you might be thinking, that is one long-ass headline, and yeah, it is true, which is why I said you don't need to incorporate all the items in your list. At the same time, you have the headline, and you also have the sub-headline, which can serve as an extension of that headline. If you have emails, you have the subject line and you have the initial part, which is displayed before people open the email. So there are different ways how to incorporate more things within the available space. Let's now get into some tips that are important when creating headlines. And the first is avoiding clickbait. Unless you just want to get someone to quickly take action and hit the back button, which is not the action that I guess you want people to take, I would encourage you to avoid clickbait. You will get more clicks if you have clickbaity headlines, but it is short-lived unless you can live up to that promise in the actual content. So if I say these are the top 100 ways to save at least $10,000 in the next week, unless I can live up to that headline and that claim, people will quickly hit the back button. They will not come back, and any trust I would have had would be lost. So avoid clickbaity headlines. The second thing is to start the draft. It's much easier to have a long headline and then cut out unnecessary things. That is to start with nothing and try to build the perfect headline. Same with writing content. I find that if I have a big article that I write without thinking too much as the first draft, then I can go back and remove the fluff, remove the extra words, the things that are not serving anyone. Whereas if I'm trying to get the perfect article from the first moment, this is much more difficult, and I would say almost impossible. Same thing with headlines, so have a solid long headline that you won't necessarily use, and then cut back. Number 3, use the active voice. You want to use the active voice in your headline. You don't want to use the passive, you want to put the subject as the main person or thing doing the action, and you want to focus on the actions, the verbs that this person took. So I would much rather say, the doctor told me to eat 10 apples a day, instead of saying, I was told to eat 10 apples. This obviously depends on the whole point of the article, but if I just want to start with an expert headline, where the doctor is the main person doing the action, right? This is a great way of using the active voice in my headline. And finally, I would say test and iterate. There's no way of knowing which headline will work best, which is why there is the concept of split testing. You have one headline, you run it, you get data, and you run it versus another headline. You compare the two, and you see which ones are getting the most amount of people to keep reading, to click, whatever the action that you're testing might be. It's tough to get the right headline from the first moment, and testing is key to always getting better headlines. Let's now speak about headline templates and why these can be a great way to get something on paper that you then edit. As I mentioned in the previous section, it's much better to have something that you then remove the fluff from, that you then iterate and make better, than trying to get the perfect headline from the first moment. And having templates is a great way to do this. Similar to how I mentioned the 6 points in a previous section, there are specific headlines that have been proven, that have been tested, and that work in many different industries. Using these templates will give you a head start when you need to craft headlines. The first one is the problem-solving headline, and this is how to do something without something. So how to achieve a specific goal without the pain and problems and worries that usually come with solving this problem. So how to lose weight without going on a diet, which is very vague, right? So I can make it more specific. How to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks without giving up ice cream. Much more specific, can always be refined even more. The second template is the industry insights. And this is kind of alludes to some kind of secret that most people don't know because it's being hidden from them by the experts. And in fact, the template is what industry experts don't tell you about topic. So what weight loss experts don't tell you about losing weight. Again, pretty vague. If I had to make it more specific, I can say what the top 2% of nutritionists don't tell you about losing weight quickly and healthily. If I had to make it more specific, what the top 1% of the highest paid nutritionists don't tell you about losing weight before summer, even if you have tons of pounds to lose. I'm just coming up with stuff right now. But what industry experts don't tell you about topic, which alludes that there is some hidden secret that people don't know. The third template is the personal experience. So you can say, I tried something, which is the variable, so that you don't have to. And here's what I found out. So I tried losing 10 pounds of extra fat in 10 weeks. And here's what I found out. I tried saving $10,000 in 1 week. And here's what I found out. Whatever the thing might be, the thing that elicits curiosity that people want to do, and you're just sharing your personal experience through that headline and inviting people to continue reading. And speaking of templates, let's jump onto the computer and let me share with you how you can use these templates on steroids. So here I am in ChatGPT and I'm going to type in this prompt. So here I said I want to use this template to craft headlines, how to achieve goal without common obstacle. In my case, goal equals lose 10 pounds of unnecessary fat, common obstacle equals giving up one favorite food. As you can see, it's a very basic prompt, but I just want to illustrate a point. So ChatGPT crafted this headline, how to lose 10 pounds of unnecessary fat without giving up on your favorite foods. So it just took what I said and repeated it back to me. Give me 10 different variations, be more creative and unique with each headline, address common obstacles, fears, and worries the target audience has. Also be very creative with the common obstacles. Again, I'm just testing the waters. Let's see what comes up. Shed 10 pounds effortlessly, enjoy your culinary delights and still slim down, say goodbye to guilt, how to melt away 10 pounds without sacrificing your food soul. Be more conversational in the headlines. Who says you can't have cake and eat it too? Drop 10 pounds without ditching your favorite treats. Not bad. Scared of salad life? No worries, you can still lose 10 pounds and keep the steak. Worried you'll miss wine Wednesdays if you diet? Lose 10 pounds without giving it up. So it's coming up with the different things that people want to keep despite wanting to lose weight. And it followed the common template I gave it. So the point is that by having this template, you can craft ideas, you can get headlines that are maybe not as polished as you would need them to publish. But it's still a great way to get your brain thinking. Let's try another one. So here I said, what industry experts don't tell you about topic. Template. Give me 10 ideas with this template. Same topic as above. What fitness gurus don't tell you about losing weight without cutting out junk food. So as you can see, these are very generic. So let's see if we can make them more specific. So I said I want to make these much more specific, dig deeper, at least 3 levels down when it comes to target audience. Also be more specific with the way people will lose weight. Give me 10 options. What personal trainers won't tell busy parents about losing weight with 10-minute home workouts without giving up family pizza night. Not bad. That would be a headline that would interest me if I'm looking to lose weight while being on the go. So let's see if we can dig deeper into this. So I said, let's go with option 9, which is the headline that I chose. The numbered list, example 5 ways. I want to have the thing, how to tips, etc. I want to make it more clear for who it is. I like him another 10 options. So now as you can see, this went into bullet points. It's much more detailed, but let's see if there's anything that makes sense and we can then make more succinct. Let's take number 1 and make it shorter while still keeping all the elements. I want a headline and a sub-headline that incorporates all the elements I asked about. 5 fitness tips for digital nomads. Slim down for your next flight. Sub-headline: unlock the secret to staying lean on the go. Work out of it into your adventure gear before your lifestyle outpaces your health. Not bad. As you can see, it's not super polished, but it's a good start to keep improving and iterating. Can you do the same with this? Let's see one more example. So before it was the top 5 digital mistakes nomads make with their health, how to avoid them and stay fit on the road, act fast, or face the consequence. Learn what not to do so you can continue your nomadic lifestyle unencumbered by health issues. Correct these mistakes immediately to avoid serious health consequences. So, updated version is 5 health pitfalls for digital nomads. Stay fit or your journey ends. Give me another variation for the sub-headline. Make it shorter. Learn to access the days to safeguard your health and keep your travels on track tomorrow. I like that there's a day today and tomorrow. Again, it's not perfect, but it's a great way to have something to cut down on, to brainstorm, and to iterate from there. So, in this video, I spoke to you about headlines, why they are important, the 6 elements that make up a great headline. I also spoke to you about templates, and finally we looked at using ChatGPT to come up with headlines that, while they might not be polished, can give you a great head start compared to having a blank page. I hope you found that video useful. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. In the meantime, check out the link in the description where I have a free checklist that will help you get started with your freelancing journey. It goes into the steps that you need to take to start this new way of life. So check it out if you're into that. I'll speak to you soon.